The World Health Organization says that depression affects about 5% of all adults. Also, about 1 in 20 adults in the US have some kind of anxiety disorder. Every day, about 7% of children in the US also feel anxious. Because of this, depression and anxiety are two of the most common mental health problems that affect both adults and kids. But what do you know about these problems? Would you be able to tell if a friend was depressed or anxious? Watch the whole video to find out more. But before we start our video, it would mean a lot to us if you subscribed to our YouTube channel and pressed the bell icon. Depression Guide and Overview. Depression is a mental health problem that happens to about 6.7% of US adults every year. Depression is often seen as sadness or hopelessness, a lack of energy, and a withdrawal from social activities. But depression is not an easy thing to deal with. It has many different causes and can show up in many different ways. Also, there are different kinds of depression. Types of depression. Different kinds of depression exist, despite what most people think. It can be short-term, which called acute depression, or last for months or years, which called chronic depression. There are also a lot of different types of depression, each with its own causes and symptoms. Some of the most important ones are the Great Depression, persistent depressive disorder, bipolar disorder, seasonal affective disorder, postpartum depression, premenstrual dysphoric disorder. As you can see, depression is linked to a number of other mental disorders and conditions. So, it's almost impossible to diagnose depression on your own. If someone thinks they might be depressed, they should get a professional diagnosis and counseling. It's also important to know the different things that can cause a depressive episode or feelings of depression. Doing so can help you and other people spot early warning signs. Depression triggers and causes. Several things can cause a bout of depression. Some of these things are just biological, while others are mental or related to the situation. For example, depression's biological causes include genetics, malnutrition, and neurological disorders. But trauma, stress, or hard things that happen in life can also lead to depression. A lot of people who have serious problems with drugs also have depression. But depressive episodes often lead to bad ways of dealing with things like using drugs. So, using drugs can make depressive feelings last longer and get worse. But drugs and alcohol aren't usually the main reasons why someone is depressed. Instead, they stop people from getting better mentally or physically. Symptoms of depression. There are numerous distinct manifestations that might be associated with depression. Some people might sleep more, while others could lose interest in the activities they once enjoyed doing for fun, such as hobbies or social gatherings. It may manifest itself for some people as weeping themselves to sleep at night or an inability to fall asleep at all. Because of the wide variety of ways in which depression can manifest in its sufferers, the symptoms can at times appear to be in direct opposition to one another. For instance, a person with depression may all of a sudden have the sensation that they do not want to eat, which may result in significantly decreased food consumption. Alternately, people may choose to engage in another activity. Both talking to someone and engaging in physical activity are helpful strategies to deal with the physical and mental effects of depression. It is essential to keep this in mind when talking to depressed people or searching for indicators of depression in yourself when you are seeking for signs of depression. After all of this, some of the most common signs of depression are sadness that lasts for a long time, feeling sleepy or tired, can't fall asleep or stay asleep, a lot of crying, anxiety and irritability, not being able to focus, thoughts that keep coming back to you, feelings of hopelessness. Depression advice. In the event that you recognize in yourself any one or more of the aforementioned symptoms of depression, it is imperative that you seek immediate consultation from a trained counselor or medical practitioner. With the correct kind of medication, almost every variety of depression is manageable and even rather treatable. Anxiety Guide and Overview. Anxiety has deep roots, not only in how people behave but also in how their brains function. In point of fact, feelings of anxiety and fear serve an important function in keeping us alive. The fight or flight response, on the other hand, can be triggered rather easily. When your brain detects a potential danger, it reacts immediately and starts pumping your body full of powerful chemicals and stimulants. This concoction will assist you in moving more quickly and thinking more clearly. As a result, the fight or flight reaction enables us to either flee from danger or engage it head-on. What if, though, you are unable to accomplish either one? After all, today's dangers are nothing at all like those posed by saber-toothed tigers. The stress reaction is easy to start, and as a result, the hormones that formerly helped us deal with occasional dangers are now constantly pouring through our bodies. This is because the stress response is easy to start. It won't take long for these biological stimulants to manifest themselves in unfavorable ways if they aren't given a channel via which they can be utilized. One of these conditions is anxiousness. When you're under constant pressure, it might be easy to experience feelings of anxiety. Types of anxiety. Just like depression, there are many ways that anxiety can show itself. One of the most common types of anxiety disorder is generalized anxiety disorder, followed by disorder of social anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, panic disorder, obsessive-compulsive disorder. Obviously, you should never try to diagnose these disorders on your own. A trained, trustworthy therapist or psychologist is the only one who can tell if someone has an anxiety disorder. Still, there are a few common signs of anxiety that you can keep an eye out for. It's also a good idea to learn more about the things that often cause or contribute to anxious feelings. Anxiety triggers and causes. As you might guess, stress is one of the main reasons people get anxious. Recurring feelings of anxiety can be caused by too much stress from work, money, or family problems. But this is just a short list. Many people with anxiety disorders have triggers that are unique to them. Keeping a feelings journal is a great way to figure out what might be causing your anxiety. Do you think you or someone you know may have an anxiety disorder? If that's the case, you should talk to a mental health professional in your area for more help and advice. Still, anxiety and anxiety disorders are linked to a number of signs and symptoms. Getting to know these signs of anxiety may make it easier for you to recognize it in yourself and in others. These are some common signs of anxiety: irritability, restlessness, insomnia, biting nails, and thoughts on the go, can't pay attention, trembling or shaking, worrying too much. So, that's it for today. If you still have questions, please leave a comment below and our team will do its best to address them as quickly as possible. You may get all the latest information by pressing the bell icon and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.